So the damage is done even if the blockbot no longer exists?
Anna, to answer your question, in the games industry, just to give you some clarification, because it seems like you think you could just apply. In the games industry, it's very grueling for a lot of these indie devs. Out of the 40 plus indie devs I've talked to, and some of the AAA devs that I've had on here from EA and stuff like that, they've explained to me that, you know, we even actually had an hour chart explaining, and I know, Sargon, you interviewed the same type of people, and they had the same explanation, that they expect these indie devs to make these extravagant projects like Minecraft and how that came out to be a $3 billion thing now before they even hire them. They have to make these on a game that's enjoy for them to be accredited. That is their resume. Their game that they create will be their resume. And if they don't create one, then they're probably not going to get a job anywhere that's worth a damn. They have no experience or credibility or show that they have the skills that these companies will want. You know, that prime example was one of the AAA devs said, you know, he was late for 1 minute. He was late 1 minute on a project. It cost him $250,000. And that would be grounds for firing. But he's so good at his job, and that he's so particularly, they know that there's nobody else like him and other industry in the industry that they are going to keep him. But that is just an example of why they're so grueling. And now with the IGGA blacklisting these indie devs, how are they going to start up off the ground unless their Kickstarter is wonderful or Steam accepts them, which that is another problem, and that and greenlights them, that they're going to have a chance to do this. They have to do it on their own money. These people are living on borrowed time because they're used to living out of their houses or staying with their families and trying. I mean, literally, they're making games out of their basements, you know. And these people are expected to do all this stuff. Are they going to go to the bank or go to a loan shark and have to get money out now to do this? Where's the help that they were supposed to be given? And now, because they have a political affiliation with a games ethics hashtag, these people can't get the help that they need or the assistance that they need or talk to the people that can improve their situations and get them in spots that may advance their careers. And who knows what will happen later down the road if they get there. That's the point.
So what I'm hearing is a long-term concern about how your involvement in GamerGate is going to affect you. Is going to affect your job prospects, is going to affect your
frankly,
status in the industry.
The immediate short term is enough of a concern for me.
And so have you tried communicating with the admins at Blockbot and trying to get taken off of it? And what happened?
They don't respond.
So, do you know who wrote the Blockbot? Wasn't it Randy Harper?
Right.
Yeah, do you think that... Have you looked at her Twitter feed at any point?
So, yes, I have. So the problem with the Blockbot is you can't communicate with Randy Harper.
No, the problem with Blockbot is that it ruins your chances. If you're an indie dev, it ruins your chances at a career. That is the problem.
It's an industry blacklist. That is the issue. I don't know how else I can make this any more clear, and I really think that you are arguing in bad faith by repeatedly trying to reframe the question in ways that I think you know are disingenuous.
I mean, I think you know it's disingenuous to say that GamerGate doesn't engage in the harassment of women, but you continue to make that claim too. So I don't know. I kind of don't know what to say.
I think that we've come to the point where there's no point carrying on then, because
Are you quitting?
What do you mean? Am I quitting?
Are you giving up?
If that's how
let's keep on. Let's keep on doing this. I mean, unless you really believe.
To what end? What good would come of this?
So okay, if we're
no.
If we're approaching the end here.
Don't ask.
I want to understand why you think that people felt the need to create a tool where they had to block.
I want to know why you won't answer a single question I'm asking you. I want to know what you think. What good will come of continuing this discussion? Answer it.
I mean, I think that maybe eventually, if we keep talking, we can try to figure out, what's next. Because I think we can both agree that GamerGate in its current form is, I don't want to say dying because I think that might offend you, but is changing shape, is becoming something else. So the question is, what is next?
Right. I don't think you understand what I mean when I say don't ask a question. I want you to tell me what productive use continuing this conversation will have.
I mean, maybe we can be friends.
I severely doubt that.
Anna,
see, there we go, Paul. Thanks for inviting me on. I appreciate it.
Take it easy, Sargon.
Thanks for showing everyone
Bye,
what you're...
Carl.
Anna, take care.
Okay. Well, that was very entertaining.
That was entertaining. So now are you ready to make your announcement?
Yeah. understand, Anna. He did have a point. I understand that you believe that GamerGate does harass people, and that's fine.
I believe it because I've seen it over and over and over again, and I think.
And we can argue that.
Yeah, we could argue it all day.
At the same time, when we show you, we tell you these things. These are factual things. There's nothing that is going on. That what GamerGate stands for, what it is, and what it does. You just go. You find it interesting, but it's not. I don't understand how you can't sit here and say, okay, that is wrong. That is bad. I mean, I've told you that people have lost their jobs. People don't have career choices anymore. I've told you that there I've told you that there are over 150 journalists that colluded together to write about how their entire audience needs to die. That needs to be taken out and removed. I've told you all these things, and you know these things exist, and you dismiss them as interesting. But I don't understand why that isn't more than just interesting to you. That you said you're a journalist yourself. That should give you some red flags at some points.
I mean, I think, when you talk about these articles about GamerGate needing to die, it seems like you're talking about Leigh Alexander, right?
Who? Oh, Leigh Alexander. Yeah, you could talk about her, but we're talking about the Game Journal Pro List. But yeah, she's a part of that. Yeah, she's a problem. She was a big, huge problem.
I mean, when I read articles like that, it doesn't sound like they're saying that gamers need to die or that gaming culture needs to die. It sounds like they're saying that it's changing, and part of the way that it's changing.
When you label it as gamers are over, gamers are dead, and you are talking about it, and then when you call them shitlords in the middle of it and things like that, and you insult them with vitriol words in your writings to your audience, and you're insulting, you're attacking your audience, when you can come out as Leia on the XOXO Fest and say, I insulted and attacked my entire audience, and I still have a job, and I'm quoting that, then yes, that she intentionally did it to attack her audience. But isn't this an example of what you're talking about of criticism versus harassment? No, that is not criticism when you start calling names to your own audience and you talk.
So calling names is harassment?
No, but when you have 14 articles dropped to suggest that everyone needs to be removed from gaming and that these people are bad people, I don't know. I don't say that as criticism. I say that more as, and then it's found out that it's planned, then it just seems more as a push on the media rather than somebody's opinion of criticism. If everybody's saying the same thing in the same day at the same time, and then 150 of them are in a call saying, yeah, look, guys, we all put out the same articles together, and then it gets published at Breitbart and shows that it's true, that is what happened, then that is not their opinion of criticism. That is just basically them pushing a narrative that they want to push. And it has been seen repeatedly, and it's going to continue to be seen. But I think we've gotten really far, though. I think I'm glad that you came on, Anna. I really am.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I mean, I think we really, really fundamentally disagree about a lot of things, but I also think that in light of what you're about to say, it's really fascinating that you're saying that GamerGate doesn't engage in harassment or there's not a harassment problem.
And I think that's where we're always going to differ. But at least we can talk. That is the important part. We can have these discussions, and we can act like human beings rather than people flinging crap all over Twitter.
Well, except for me and Carl. I guess me and Carl can't talk, but I did try.
You did try.
God help me.
Yes. Well, I appreciate being on, Anna. I'm going to go ahead and address the chat, and then I'm going to wrap up.
Yeah, that's going to be fascinating. I'll be listening.
All right, I'll talk to you later. See you. Whew. Oh my gosh. What a stream. Ring SFO on. Who's SFO?